GameCube.
Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? So the GameCube. Now back in the day, this was a very underrated console, and I gotta say, I have a lot of love for this little purple lunchbox. But before we get into it, if there's a console you want me to talk about, tell me down in the comments. Let's just get right into it. So at the time, it was very underrated, went up against the behemoth that was the PS2 and the original Xbox. And let's just say it didn't really go so well. Yeah, those numbers aren't looking too hot. But anyway, me personally, I have a lot of nostalgic memories when it comes to the GameCube. I mean, hell, just hearing that little startup. And then if you press Z, you could hear this. The GameCube just has so much great stuff to provide. I mean, you got the colors, you got the controllers, you got the little accessories. Plus, the GameCube library is just solid. You got great game after great game after great game. The GameCube was just full of underrated gems that nobody talks about to this day. But unfortunately, if you want to collect for the GameCube in today's retro gaming market, yeah, that is not going to be easy. But hey, it is what it is. Now let's dig deep into this. Why exactly was the GameCube underrated back then? Why is it so appreciated now? Well, at the time, games were sort of different back then. I would say gaming back in the 2000s was more edgy, I guess you could say. I know that sounds cringe, but that's sort of how it was. You had your Grand Theft Autos, your Metal Gears. Gaming was just going for a bit more realism back then. Well, as realistic as you could get with the PS2 and the OG Xbox, but still, GameCube really stuck out back then because it didn't really fit with the mold. It didn't really fit with the PS2 and the OG Xbox because, well, it was Nintendo. You had your Mario, your Zeldas, of course you gotta have your Mario Kart. It was just classic Nintendo. Nintendo was sort of sticking to their roots. It didn't really fare well against the PS2 and the OG Xbox, but one of the points that I like to make about the GameCube is that Nintendo was really creative back then. There's games released on the GameCube that, again, you wouldn't see today. Games back then would be considered indie games today. That's how sort of obscure they were. Just like at Billy Hatcher, Cubivore, Go-Go Hyper Grind. A bunch of underrated games that wouldn't even be released today. The point that I'm getting at is that Nintendo was a lot more creative back then. Just take a look at Mario Kart. No other Mario Kart game is like that besides Mario Kart Double Dash. Or let's take a look at Pikmin. That game wouldn't even exist if it wasn't on the GameCube. What I'm getting at is Nintendo was a lot more creative back then because, it had to be creative to survive. At the time, the only thing holding them financially was the Game Boy. But I'm not here to talk about finance. Let's just keep going. Now, I would say another thing that made the GameCube stick out was just the portability. I know it's sort of a meme now, but yes, the GameCube having that handle on the back made it extremely convenient, taking over to friends' houses or moving it to different rooms or hooking it up to different TVs. The GameCube was just small, compact, and just convenient. Then you could hook up a little portable monitor, play it not even on the TV anymore. The GameCube was just great. And as expensive as it is to collect for the GameCube, I'm kind of glad it's having a little, renaissance. The GameCube's getting popular again. And I just love to see it because, again, this can't be said enough. But me personally, I have a lot of, nostalgic ties to the GameCube. I spent hours upon hours upon hours as a kid playing Sonic Adventure 2 Battle and Mario Kart Double Dash and Mario Sunshine. Just all those classic games I have a lot of memories with. And, yeah. Now, ladies and gents, if you want to like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, Nourish, and tell me down below. What's your favorite GameCube game? Tell me down in the comments. I'll see you guys later. Peace.